Welcome to Back to Business with Casty Ray. I had the privilege of interviewing the owners of Esther Penn. That was Alyson and Kacey. And absolutely talk about a girl's girl. The second they walked in my door, I was like, I absolutely love these girls. Like, I want to be their best friends. And they own a boutique located here in Fort Worth. That is exactly my style. If you know anything about me, online shopping is just not my best friend. I feel like I never know what size I am and everything. And everything fits differently. So to have a boutique that has a brick and mortar here in Fort Worth that I can go into, purchase anything for an upcoming event, or hell, just a girls' dinner out, sign me up. So I'm so excited to introduce Alyson and Kacey to y'all, the owners of Esther Penn, located here in Fort Worth. Enjoy. Hey guys, my name is Casty Ray, and today I have the privilege of interviewing the owners of Esther Penn, located here in Fort Worth, Texas. So I have Alyson and Kacey.
Hey
Thank you all so much for being here.
Of course. Happy to be here.
Yes, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. As my first one launching, it is a locally owned business in Fort Worth. It only felt right since I live here. I used to live in Dallas. Now I'm here, and I'm like, we have to focus on Fort Worth to get this out at first. So I'm excited y'all are here.
I love that.
Perfect. Okay, we'll start with you, Alyson. Just a little rundown, who you are, how Esther Penn came to be. Just tell me a little bit about yourself.
Okay, well, I'm Alyson, and I'm originally from California, and then went to UT in Austin, and so did Kacey, but we actually didn't know each other there. And kind of a long story how I got here, but I was dating a guy who's now my husband, but he's from here. So we moved here
Awesome. Yeah.
in, I guess it was like 2011 maybe. And I had a totally different job. I used to work in production.
Oh, wow.
Actually in Austin. And then when I moved here, we didn't know anyone. So I started working at a boutique. And that's how I met Kacey. So yeah, I have 2 kids. They're 2 and 5. Or no, 3 and 5. 3 and almost 5.
Right.
And yeah, we live like right down the street from here. And yeah, we love being like part of Fort Worth community. And yeah, we love it here.
Okay, awesome. And Kacey, on to you. That's how y'all met at a boutique. So tell me a little bit about yourself as well.
Okay, I'm Kacey and went to UT and then actually went to law school. Was going to be on a different path, wanted to be an attorney, but I've always loved retail. I love fashion, and I've worked at Nordstrom for a long time in college. I worked at different little boutiques in Austin, and still worked at a store when I was going to law school. I would go to school. I would work during the day and go to school at night. I clearly didn't know what I was doing with my life, and I met Alyson, and I worked there for several years, and it was time for me to graduate and take the bar. And I looked at Alyson and I was like, I can't work here forever. What are we going to do? And she said, let's start our own. And my parents thought I was absolutely crazy and everyone in my life, but we were like, okay, let's do it. And I was like, okay, but I have to study for the bar. If I have to take the bar now or I never will. Right. So I studied for the bar while we built out Fort Worth, and that was in 2014. And been here ever since.
And were you living in Fort Worth while studying for the bar?
Yes.
Got it. So y'all met in Fort Worth or in Austin?
In Fort Worth.
In Fort Worth. Yeah, we joke we were probably like at the same bar in college.
Definitely. Yeah.
It's just the crazy thing, especially when you go to like a bigger school like UT, located in Austin. I mean, that is a huge school. You pass so many people you don't even know, but it's like crazy how y'all both ended up back together. Yeah. And I'm guessing y'all were there at UT at the same time?
Yes. I'm a little bit older, but yeah.
Hung out at the same places. See, cross paths.
Well, that is awesome how that all connects.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
You go ahead.
Going to be one of my questions is because I see all your content about UT, going to UT games. And I was like, surely she went there or she grew up in Austin. There's something behind this all, because I think that's how I first came across you, was your TikTok of your outfits to the UT game.
Yeah.
They're always iconic. I love them.
Oh, well, thank you. No, well, my husband played football there and I played volleyball. So that's like how we got there. And yeah, so we love going to UT stuff. Kacey doesn't really care as much, but
like it was fun, I guess. Very nice. Okay, so I know y'all talked about, worked at a boutique together, and then it came to mind, let's start our own boutique. But what was really the process of that? How did you come up with the name Esther Penn? How did Esther Penn really come about?
I got this one.
Be like a secret.
Yeah. So we worked at this other store, and again, I had never worked retail, but like I love people and I love I guess sales. I guess I'm good at sales.
Right.
And Kacey loves clothes, and it was just kind of like a match made in heaven, and we had like a blast doing it. And getting to know like so many people. Like we were all, we were friends with all our customers.
Right.
So when we started Esther Penn, that's kind of what we wanted it to be like. Like you're shopping with your girlfriends. That was kind of always like our motto.
Right.
And then in Esther Penn originally, like we were in the back of this other store talking about what we were going to call it. And I wish I still had this piece of paper because they were the dumbest names. Like so dumb. And it was a lot of them. Like we had so many. And then I think I was like, hey, what street did you grow up on? And so she grew up on Penn Oak and I grew up on Esther Street.
Oh my gosh.
In
Okay.
California. So I just said Esther Penn. And then it kind of just like we looked at each other like, oh, we like that. It sounds like a cool like girl's name. It sounds like a brand. And I think in our heads we were always gonna do it, but like until we really were doing it, we're like, okay, wait, is this really what we're going to call it?
Right.
Like we'd always
naming a kid.
Yeah.
Is this really what we're naming it?
No, exactly. Because like you can change, but it's harder to change. When you have an LLC in this name, like there's so many things attached to it. A rebrand isn't as easy as everyone thinks it is.
Right. And yeah, I mean, thank God there's a story because literally everyone asks us like, oh, what did that come from? So I'm glad we have a story because if we didn't have a story and we were like, oh, it's just.
I thought it sounded like a girl's name or like someone you want to be, like a cool Esther Penn. I want to be her.
Yeah.
But it literally just two street names.
Yeah.
Right. And that's what I thought it was at first. I was like, surely it's like a daughter's name, like first and middle name. Like I love it. It sounds so chic. And then I also like that it's always like those stories behind it and like, how like non-fun would it be? It'd like, oh, we're just sitting down one day and we're like, oh, we like this.
Totally.
Like, there's a huge story behind it that means something to the both of y'all. Since y'all are best friends in business, I think that's very important too, to both agree on the name and both have some part of yourself within the name.
Yeah. No, I love it. I still love it. I do too. Yeah.
Yeah. It's been awesome.
Yeah.
So the boutique is located within the Fort Worth area. Is it off Camp Bowie University? 7th Street. Mm-hmm. So within the university, Camp Bowie 7th area, where did y'all come up with picking that location? Has that always been the location? Have you ever thought about changing the location?
Not really. We wanted somewhere parking was important. Places that have plenty of parking, you can drive right up.
Yeah, that's very important because if there's no parking, I'm going home.
Exactly.
No, Fort Worth
shopping, same. And we wanted to be, when we say 7th, people are like, oh, like by the bars. And it's not, it's kind of in the more neighborhood area. Mm-hmm. And we wanted it to feel neighborhoody, which I feel like it does. And it's built up so much around us. But 11 years ago, it was different. Yeah. But it's great. I don't think we would ever move.
And I think we opened didn't Burgundy, everybody was opening.
Yeah, right at the same time.
So Burgundy Beef is next door, Righteous Foods. I feel like we all opened within 3 months of each other.
Right.
So yeah, it was like a good spot.
Yeah.
And still is.
I was about to say, I think the spot is amazing. Like you said, it's very more neighborhood and homey. And I think everyone's like, oh, 7th,
I'm
bars,
always
going out, this and that. And I'm like, it's actually nothing of the sort. When you go to the store, you're like, this is amazing. I absolutely love the location. So getting into a little bit more of actually building up your boutique. What was the point of where you started? Were you just, let's file an LLC, let's start buying things first? Was location first? Were you always thinking brick and mortar, or were you wanting to it just be online?
Well, back then, I mean, we didn't even, we didn't even have, I mean, we had an Instagram, but it was back. No, you couldn't click to shop.
Right.
It still had the weird filters.
Right.
So yeah, honestly, it's so crazy because I feel like at that time of our life, we kind of just blacked out and did it. But I don't even remember what came first. What did we do first? Got money.
We literally got some money.
We had some investors initially.
We're like family friends. We got super lucky. And then my mom like worked corporate, and we would like go in an office in her office and like use their internet and like literally get an LLC, get all of our tax stuff, figure out our plan. You know, here we were negotiating with the landlord. You know, how can we do this as cheap as possible?
Right. But still make it successful. I feel like that's everyone's thing is like, you can't, you know, most people can't pour in their life savings, just, you know, wishing on a dream, hoping it works out. Thing.
Yeah, no, we were really lucky. We had family friends that, invested initially and, you know, helped us get a credit card, things like that.
Right.
And they had faith in us and, you know, it worked out. So thank God.
I remember like my, this family friend who gave us money to start, my mom or I think it was my dad, knows him obviously, and was like, ask him one day, like, why'd you do it? Why did you invest in them?
Right.
And he said, because somebody did it for me. And, you know, I hope that we can do that for somebody one day. And you have to give them a chance, or, you know, it would have never happened. So I thought that was really cool.
So I'd say, and that's the biggest thing too, is just giving people chances starting out. And, you know, it really is, you never know how it's going to end up. But I think, you know, meeting the both of y'all, you have drive, you have potential, and people see that just straight up meeting you. And I think not everyone has that. So if you're a business owner, it's a great thing to have that, to really, you know, pour into your business as well as investors. And I think that's a good thing to even tell others, is like boutiques, you know, sometimes need investors too, because not a lot of people think, you know, I'm going to open a boutique and I'm going to get investors to open this. I really think that's a smart thing to do if you have, you know, a business plan behind it and you're going to, you know, somehow make this successful.
Yeah, the initial costs were kind of a lot. So thank God
it's not expensive.
And that's what a lot of people, they just think like, you know, it's not that big of a cost and like anyone can do. That's just not the truth whatsoever.
I can't even imagine now.
Right. Once you sit down and you start doing it, it's like, oh wow, like things add up.
And it's never enough. It's never enough. You're always like, oh gosh, you know, you can always find more ways to spend. You just have to get open and then go from there. You know, I think we would like add to it. It's like, okay, well, next month maybe we can get dressing room lights, or you know,
we definitely did,
or whatever it is. You know?
I think when we first opened too, I mean, we literally just bought enough clothes to fill the store,
right?
And our first night was huge. It was awesome.
Yeah.
We were so grateful, but we had to
need more clothes.
We needed more clothes. So we literally had a friend watch the store for 2 days so we could go get more clothes.
More clothes, yeah.
I remember a girl came in the day after we opened and was like, where are all the clothes? And I was like, I'm so sorry, please get back. But like our first night was like, I mean, it was insane. So that was really cool.
And that's something that I'd like to highlight, even with stores and brands now, is them selling out so quickly. So how have y'all really, you know, dealt with that? If there's, you know, a piece people love, can you restock it right away? You know, is it a one-time buy? How do you deal with those problems of, you know, you want people coming back to your store, but like if the item they're looking for is sold out, how do you deal with that?
Yeah, I feel like people know now, like kind of know us, that we don't restock. That's kind of our like thing is, you know, we just get so many of something and then
first come,
you'll
first serve.
see it again. And people have gotten smart, and they know that our smalls go first, which is like, I don't know, it's a thing. All of our smalls go first. And we actually had a customer tell us that she was at dinner one night and was like, we had posted something and she was like, I'm so sorry, I have to go. And she left her dinner table to come get a small at Esther Penn in her outfit and came back. I was like, that's amazing.
Dedication.
So people know now, you know, and you can fall into the trap of, you know, we'll buy more, but it's just not what we set up to do. And, you know,
we live in like a smallish town. So it's like, we don't want, I mean, granted, we do online sales, but like if you're, you know, an in-store customer, we don't want you to go to a party, you know, in the stockyards and show up and have the same outfit as 5 other girls, you know, which I think, again, it's like shopping with your girlfriends. You want to like, we're looking out like, oh, hey, this girl bought this, or, you know, there's only so many events going on that we're like, hey, you can't wear that because so-and-so bought it or whatever.
Yeah. And we're aware, like we'll be like, okay, noted, you like this style, whatever. And we'll get something similar or, you know, but usually not the same thing.
And I think that's a great thing to build too, because I mean, Fort Worth is obviously much smaller than Dallas. You know, there's only so many big events here, so many places to go out. Never once did I think like, oh, we need to purchase more. But then you run into the problem of being like, oh, yeah, I'm actually wearing the same thing as 3 other girls in this bar. Yeah. And, you know, sometimes that's a girl's worst nightmare.
They don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. So going back to opening Esther Penn, what was one thing you think you weren't prepared for? Was that an expense that came? Was that just selling out of clothes that first night that you're like, oh shoot, we have to go get more? What were you not expecting that kind of took y'all by surprise? Or maybe not even opening, maybe just owning the business for the amount of years you have.
I think like looking back to that till now, I would have never thought that like social media would play such a part. I mean, granted, we didn't even know what it was back then. But if you were to tell me like, okay, you're going to be like trying on clothes on your phone, you know, trying to sell this top, I'd have been like, what? You know, so like, I think that's been surprising. I mean, we've had to deal with, you know, that, and employees are hard, but that's in any business, you know. I mean, we've been so grateful, like, or so lucky and are so grateful. All of our employees have been, most of them have all been like amazing, but it is like dealing with personalities. And
of course. Yeah.
But
and
that's
that being basically
business.
your baby, and it's like you want it handled and dealt with the right way. You know, one bad interaction in the store and a customer's gone kind of thing. So you have to be a little picky.
What else? You got any other ones?
I feel like the hardest thing for me has been to stay in our own lane. That like, it's like so hard to not pay attention to everybody else.
Right.
Especially now, you know, back when we opened, there wasn't quite so many. And I felt like we were so confident in what we were doing. And I would say we're fairly confident women.
Right.
But you still have this like, oh, but so-and-so's doing this. And oh, that probably sells well. Maybe we need to be more of this. And maybe we need to try that. And that's so... And then you get uninspired because you're like, I don't even like this, you know? And so I think just like staying true to yourself and your brand and what you've built, and that has been more difficult than you would think. Because, you know, you get influenced by all different things. And
that's today's world. It's just influencers of influencing in different ways. I think that's a great thing to always stay true to yourself, you know, no matter where social media takes someone or the trends that are in or out. That you really need to be the backbone of the business.
Exactly. And it never works. If you try something that you don't feel like you're fully on board with, it never works. You know, I feel like it just doesn't translate. So I feel like from the beginning, if I could have done something different or done something, you know, if I've learned through is like that, like just stay in your lane. You know your lane. Right. You know, we're clearly good at this. We've been around a while. Just keep your head down and stay in your own lane.
Right.
That is so true.
Yeah. So social media. Has that really helped business out? Has it been, you know, brought more customers in, brought more followers? How do y'all feel about social media overall, owning a business in Fort Worth?
Yeah, I mean, we have to have it.
Right.
You know, it's really, I think just the way the world is, how everybody shops now, you know? But I do think that there is something to having like a brick and mortar that's like people still appreciate, you know? And that's again something we've had to, I guess, like balance and figure out, because it's like, you know, we do have an online store, but like our brick and mortar has always been like our baby, you know. But it's hard not to just think that, oh, we need to put everything on social media. I don't know, like finding that balance. But yes, I mean, I think we have to have it.
It's really nice to have a platform to be like, okay, let's post literally our outfits, and somebody will come in for that.
For that exact
thing. That is very cool. Yeah. You know?
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah. No, and I think that's what it's all about.
It's cool because it's been able, like, we've been able to show us and like our personality, and with there being so many stores and, like you said, so many influencers, it's like people, it's like nice because there's a face behind the brand.
So let's say they resonate with you, they relate to you, you know,
which
as
cool.
a mother, as a wife, as a business owner. There's always something that benefits from sharing a little bit behind the scenes of your life, which I don't think everyone has gotten on board with, just because I feel like there's a happy medium of, you know, sharing too much of your personal life with your business. But I think y'all both do an amazing job on social media, and I've even seen y'all grow over the years. And I think it's a really a game changer to have a brick and mortar nowadays because so much stuff is just online.
Yeah. Right.
And there's nothing more frustrating than buying something online, getting it in the mail, and it not fitting.
Right.
Nothing more frustrating. So it's so nice to go down the street, try it on, see if you even like it on, if you like it on your body, if this size fits you, and if not, change it out for something else and really be able to go home and have that piece in your hand. That's another thing is I try to be the best about planning my outfits for big events, but it just always comes down to the last minute. And I need somewhere to go shopping in person. And I just feel like that's such a hard thing to find. In Fort Worth, that's a little bit smaller. We don't have a huge mall. We have Hewlin Mall. They have a few stores. But if anything, I'm going to boutiques here, or I'm going to have to drive to Dallas to go to North Park. So I think it really sets y'all apart having a brick and mortar that not many people do.
And there's something about, I just think women like to shop. I mean, I get it. Online is so much easier, but there's something about going into a store, physically touching and trying on that I don't think will go away. I just feel like that is something that people love, if you like to shop, you're always going to like to shop.
Yeah.
So when you were creating, both of y'all were creating this boutique, was there something missing in the fashion industry, in boutiques, that y'all are wanting to fill that void? Or was it really just, this is something we're passionate and something we want to do?
I mean, I think Fort Worth was just growing at the time. So there weren't really many stores. I mean, there was maybe 2 or 3 others, and they were obviously University Village existed, but that across the street, what's that called? Waterside?
Oh yeah, we're Joey Max's and all of it. Yeah.
Exists. There were a few boutiques, and they were all really cute. There just weren't many of them.
And I think a little bit made it a little edgy. I think that's what kind of, we have a little edge to us. A ton, but we like to, I think when we first opened, we would want to we tried to mesh California background, California with Texas edge, and we tried to make it a little more modern, a little more LA, New York. We felt like that was missing. There was brands that we wanted to have in store that I remember we'd order. Alyson got married. When Alyson got married, we were we have to have this dress, this brand. Yeah. They was in no store. But when we were when we open Esther Penn, we're getting that brand. Right. There were some Australian brands we were thought they were the coolest. We're we're bringing this to Esther Penn. So I feel there was some, brands or trends that we were this is nowhere. And we brought it.
Yeah, we did.
Let's say no, and I can even see that. And I feel one of the things I love about the boutique is the modern, edgy, chic vibe, because there are a lot of boutiques in Fort Worth that are more flowers and florally, which is great. And that's a ton of people in Fort Worth as well. But yeah, I do feel that was missing from the Fort Worth scene that y'all brought to the table. When it comes to buying, were y'all both in the buying process? Did y'all have any experience working at those boutiques buying, or was it really just selling the product? Or how do y'all go about, where you're buying from, what markets you're going to, and what you're really bringing home?
We had no experience.
We used the method of, is this cute?
Right.
Yeah. Or we support it.
I can support that.
Yeah. It might not be because we have different style. It's similar but different. Right. And if it's something I know, I would, my friend would buy and she would be cute in it, I'd say I support that. I might not buy it, but I support it. And that's kind of always been our mentality, because you can't just shop for yourself. I mean, I think that's where you would go way wrong. Right. You have to kind of think, about your customer, obviously. And then as we grew, when we go to market, we'll be okay, name 3 people that will buy this. Yeah. Because we know our customers well enough or whatever. Right. And that was always if we're on the fence about something, hey, you got to go.
No, you're not getting on the couch, ma'am. But if you're on the fence about something,
if we're on the fence about something, it's okay, name 3 customers that would buy this, and if we can, then we'll get it. Right. And you know what? 9 times out of 10, those 3 customers buy it. Right. So that's what's cool about being in the store and then also buying is having that connection. With our
that customer base and really knowing your customer.
Yeah.
Do you feel y'all have ever fallen into too trendy? If something comes and goes way too fast and you're dang it, knew we shouldn't have bought that. It was just a quick trend.
We know, and sometimes we'll sit on something that's long and we're we knew this.
Oh, right.
We knew.
Dang it, we knew.
And it's hard. I mean, once you're in your market for so many hours a day and you're just I don't even know what's cute anymore, blurring together, or yeah. Yes, of course.
Well, and I think like on the note of like staying in your lane is, I think with COVID and, you know, weird times, like we kind of lost ourselves a little.
Yeah.
And it was just like, we were almost just buying to fill the store and then buying like, oh, that's a cute top. Let's get in 3 colors or 5 colors, whatever. And we lost ourselves. That just, and we'd look around and I'm like, I'm not into this.
Right.
You know? And then you were wondering why, you know, we've lost certain customers or whatever. And so I feel like the last like year, we've really honed in on like, okay, who are Alyson and Kacey? Who is Esther Penn? And I would say in the last like 6 months, it's been really cool because so many customers that we used to have are like, oh my God, I forgot about Esther Penn. Or like, oh my gosh, y'all have so much cute stuff.
It's just hard, like being around for over a decade, we've changed a lot, you know? And I mean, we're in different phases in life, you know, we're moms, so our buying changes, you know, and you do buy for yourself and your peers. And I think that people have in their mind Esther Penn 11 years ago, and then Esther Penn now is definitely gotten older. And I think that it's different for the older crowd to see and the younger crowd. And, it's just our job to kind of translate like how we have evolved.
Right.
Because I think our buying has definitely done so.
Totally.
Yeah. And I think you have to evolve in any business or you get left behind. And, you know, you'll have customers that fall off, but you'll also gain new customers along the way just because you are evolving and, you know, hitting a different demographic going forward.
Totally.
But you mentioned COVID. So I want to talk a little bit about that, especially since you have a brick and mortar store. How was COVID? How did that affect business? And how did y'all really come back from that?
I mean, it sucked. Actually, I think like the first year, I mean, it was just crazy. Like thinking back, I wish I would have like either like documented it better,
right,
you know, or written things down because like the day to day back then was just crazy. We're like, okay, can we open? Should we open? Are we allowed to open? You know,
to keep up with the law. But I mean, when it first happened and we were shut down, you know, for months, probably 6 to 8 weeks. And so me and Alyson, you know, we got our employees situated and then it was us and we would be like, okay, I'd go to Dallas, she'd go to Fort Worth and we would just try on clothes. And this was before, you know, propping your phone up for TikTok. This is just like trying on clothes in a mirror, learning how to invoice someone to pay for it. And it was fun. It was fun because like it was kind of working and it was a way to like sell something and not be open. And we kind of dove into, we had no idea what we were doing. And we were just selling stuff by ourselves, you know, and we'd go and put our mask on to the pack and mail and ship it, wash our hands when we left. It was crazy. Ever since then, everything we had went online. So, you know, it was a shift in our business, but it was in a time when we had to do it. You know, we had to pivot, had to figure out how to sell something when you can't open your door. And
did we even have, I don't even think we had, I mean, we probably had a website with like our info on it, but you could not shop online.
No.
Before that.
We were just like manually sending people like, here's $68.
No, and that's, you have to evolve.
It did work. I feel like everyone was on their phones. I think that's where like, I mean, we would go get margarita, like we would go like bring a bottle of wine and just try clothes on.
Right.
I think that was like people's entertainment for some reason.
Because everyone was in the house. No one was going anywhere. Like that was their entertainment. And I think that's why some small businesses were booming during that time. You know, they were still getting sales. People were bored out of their minds. I don't know where I'm going to wear this, but I'm buying it.
Totally.
And I think that was a great change that y'all adapted to that of we've got to get a website and we have to get that now.
Yeah. No, it worked for a while.
Back on it fondly.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. No, and I just remember
because you were
doing nothing.
Slow down.
Yeah. And that's the thing is like, I look back and I can't believe it's been almost 5 years since COVID happened and everything. And I'm just like, you know what? That was a time where like you're surrounded by family or friends, whoever you're living with.
Yeah.
And you have quite literally nothing to do, no responsibilities. Go get some fresh, like sometimes I miss it. I'm like,
It was a
Baby, I was just in heaven. I was in heaven.
yes. Everyone was like, everyone needs a reset here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I saw on y'all social media that y'all are starting to give out some PR gifts to different influencers in the Fort Worth, Dallas area. Have you really seen that working? Are y'all wanting to work with influencers, content creators more, or really where are y'all trying to go with that, if anywhere?
Honestly, that was something random. I was just in the car and I was like, you know what? I had been wanting to do it.
Right.
I just didn't know if anyone would see it because
Right.
TikTok's so like random like that. But
Right.
TikTok's honestly been great for us. I mean, every few days, at least some people are like, oh, I didn't even know you were here.
Yeah.
I saw your TikTok or whatever.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, I think it worked. We got some followers and, I mean, I just think that's what you have to do these
Right,
days.
in today's
it's just
world.
the way. I wish we could do more, like looking at some of these big brands. It's
Oh,
awesome
it's crazy.
to see, but obviously we can't
Right.
do that.
And it's
But
kind of cool finding people that like it works with,
Yes.
it's
Right.
like finding people that are our brand that reflect it, that actually would love it.
Right.
I think that's when it has the most success.
Totally. Because this was a long time ago before, I don't even know, the JoJo days. She was on The Bachelorette, JoJo. She was so sweet. But she was like an organic shopper of the
Right.
Dallas store.
Yeah.
And I'll never forget, it's like when silky cami tops were like all the rage. And
Right.
she would be like, anytime you get one in, you call me, I want it in a small, whatever.
Yeah.
And she bought this top. And I mean, I probably gave her like a little discount because I was like, okay, if you wear it, whatever, tag us. And our phone, like when she wore it, our phone rang off the hook. Like, oh, we need to reorder the JoJo top. We need to reorder the JoJo top. But that was just such an organic thing. And it was like, she was just out with friends. And, it wasn't like a whole thing.
Shebang behind it.
Because we've done that. We've we've paid girls before, we've done that. And then it's like a total bust.
Right.
You're like, so it's kind of hard to know what works, but I think TikTok honestly has been great for us because it's organic and girls
Right.
are going to really say what they think on TikTok.
Yeah. And the algorithm is crazy because I follow you, Alyson, and then I follow Esther Penn on TikTok as well. And I was just scrolling through my FYP. This girl named Vanessa, I'm blanking on her last name. She got PR and she was unboxing it. And now that's one of my favorite follows. I'm like,
she is really cute.
She's amazing.
great.
Like, her wedding, like I've already deep dove into her whole life.
Yeah.
Sorry, Vanessa, but like I'm obsessed with quite literally everything. And I'm like, if I didn't have that Esther Penn, connection, wasn't following, she would have never popped up.
That's
and I'm
cool.
like, it's crazy how the algorithm works and
Yeah.
brings everyone back together.
No,
So
that's good. That's
working
good
on my
feedback.
end. Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, no, she
And I
was
think,
amazing.
like, when you find those smaller influencers, like we all are trying to be, I guess,
Right.
is like their following is going to believe them. You know,
Right.
like it's not like a paid thing or
It's like a tried and true. It's
Yes.
like you're still growing, you're
Yeah.
still getting your bearings. So like
Yeah.
you must really shop here and really enjoy this
Yes.
place.
Yeah.
And be excited to get it and are actually going to wear it. Like,
Right.
it's
For
not
sure.
just like,
It's not just sitting in their storage room where they have, 10 other PR boxes waiting to be unboxed.
Yeah.
So talking about Dallas, because she's located in Dallas, y'all did have a Dallas store that is now closed. So take me through the process of that. Was that a hard decision to make? What was really the decision behind opening a Dallas store and then figuring out maybe this one isn't for us?
yeah. So we opened Fort Worth and it was awesome. Had a great opening and we were ready. I mean, we were 26 and not married yet, no kids, and we were eager and we were like, let's do Dallas. So we opened Dallas not even 2 years later. And we're open. I actually moved to Dallas to open it and lived there for 5 or 6 years after. And it was great. It was awesome. We honestly totally built Fort Worth and replicated it, which is hard to do. We
Right.
got the same following in Dallas. It was so great. We were there for 9 years and our plan was the lease was up. And so we knew we wanted to shift away from Henderson. We just wanted something different. And we had looked at several spots to move it, had some LOIs on there, it's set. something just told us there was just hesitation. And honestly, it's just, there's 4 kids between us, not together.
Right. 2 and 2, right? Both different husbands.
And they're little, and it's hard to get to Dallas. It's far. It's hard. Dallas is hard. It's just a different beast, and we knew that it's probably not the time. It's just it was a hard year. Retail's different in 2025.
Absolutely.
And it's a grind, and we didn't have the confidence that we had in 2014, and it's sad. And I still literally I had to go over there last week, and I drove by it. I was like, I miss it, because it was such a great chapter.
Right.
And I think we can look back and be so proud of that. But I think we just kind of knew that that's not really on our plate right now.
Right.
And it was January. It was like a bad time.
It was a bad time
for retail anyways.
So who knows? But we knew it wasn't the time. And we would wake up in the middle of the night and you'd just be like, something's saying, wait.
Right. When you have that gut feeling, listen to it. You never know what could be in store next.
So I don't know we were still waiting to see what it is next, but pause on Dallas.
Yeah. Have y'all ever thought about opening a store in Austin?
Yes.
We found a spot.
Yeah, we have a spot.
Okay.
And it was literally
another God thing.
Yeah, like right before COVID. Like months before COVID.
Oh gosh.
And it was an awesome spot. It was on West 6th.
Yeah.
Parking, whole thing. And the landlord didn't pick us. I think he picked like a Pilates studio or something, which fine.
And that's where you sit there and say, thank God.
Yes,
thank God.
Because then COVID hit, and
we still had we had a store in San Antonio.
Yes, we had San Antonio.
So we had 3 stores at the time, and we were just like, could not imagine like a brand new store that got shut down. So it was.
Yeah, thank God it didn't work out.
Well, I would always look into Austin again. I don't know. I feel like Esther Penn would thrive in Austin, and especially with y'all's background of going to UT and all that. I mean, I think that would be
I would love that.
Amazing.
It would I think the location there is hard because there's so many pockets. And you just would have to pick the right one.
Right.
But yeah, no, I would love that.
Right. Okay, one of my last questions. If there's someone wanting to start their own business, start their own boutique, what is your biggest, advice to them on starting it, especially in, today's world that you have so many different competitors, not even online, but in store too? What is your biggest advice to someone wanting to start a business?
Yeah, just go back to the lane thing. You got to find your own lane, and you got to make your own lane, find your little niche and go with it, because there's so much noise and there's so many things, and we look at so many different things on our phone every single day, and you've got to figure out a way to stand out. And it's hard. And I think
the only way I think to stand out is to be yourself and be authentic
different.
to yourself. And I think people appreciate that.
Totally.
And I think when we started this, there was no option to fail.
Right.
Like we were so confident in.
Especially when you have investors and other people, it's not an option.
Right.
We're making this work.
And it's still not.
Yeah.
It's still not an option to pay.
Right.
So I think being, passionate and finding what you love. I mean, I still love what we do. I can't imagine doing anything else. But yeah, no, I think just finding what you love. And I think working in the whatever it is before you do it is really
imagine doing it without the background we had. I can't imagine. We knew we had so much confidence going into it. We didn't need advice.
Right.
We knew it.
Right.
We worked in it for I had worked in it for 10 years.
Right.
And I think
I always recommend anyone to work retail. No matter how old you are, go work retail.
You need to get in it, whatever it is. You've got to do it.
And so many girls that, we've interviewed or whatever, were like, okay, they want to work at the store. Like, what's your end goal? People want to open a store.
Right.
Or, even customers would tell us that, like, oh, my dream is to own a boutique. And we're like, okay, well, go, you have to work in it because it's a grind and it's hard. And it's a lot. So yeah. And whatever industry, I would imagine that would be
right.
overall.
Everyone's like, I want to get out of my 9 to 5. I'm like, well, welcome to the 24/7.
Yeah, totally. Exactly. Well, 24/7. That's a good slogan.
Yes. Okay, lastly, what is next for Esther Penn as we're going into 2026? Is there anything y'all are really looking forward to? Any changes upcoming? You're kind of just going with the flow right now.
I think building our online is like our focus, and
I see some like growth there. So I think if we spend more time on it and resources, I feel like that's like where it's going. Sadly, I don't think like we're going to be opening a brick and mortar anytime soon. Who knows? But I think that that's probably where our head's at. You know, diving in more of e-commerce, just going viral.
Just going viral. 2026, we're going viral.
Awesome. Well, thank you both so much. It was great having y'all here. And then please just tell everyone where to find you on social media for Esther Penn and personally.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you for having us. This was so fun. I feel like we could talk about Esther Penn forever.
I know. Yeah. Same.
Okay. So our Instagram is Esther_Penn. And then what's our TikTok? Shop Esther Penn. I think it's Shop Esther Penn.
Yeah.
And then I'm just Alyson H. Johnson. And then KL Cargo. Follow her. It's her worst nightmare.
I know. I was going to follow, but I was like, I just feel she's private, you know, she doesn't have like, I was like, maybe I'll keep her, I don't know.
Yeah. No, she's entertaining on TikTok though.
There you go. There you go. Yes. But it was so great having the both of y'all. Thank you for, you know, letting this be my first time interviewing anyone. It's been a pleasure.
Your thing. It's pretty awesome.
Thank y'all.